Hi guys, the American 8F here. So if you're watching me right now, you're probably noticing that the audio now is very different from my last few videos. That's because I'm using my JBL headphones that I use all the time rather than my Beats Flex headphones. So now my audio doesn't sound like I'm trying to FaceTime someone in Cuba. But now onto the main reason why I'm talking to you guys. The reason why I'm talking is because that you may have noticed my last video, a Perfidious prototype, got a kids label from YouTube, and I'm not exactly happy with that. Now I know you're thinking to yourself, but Joey, your content is all Thomas and Friends stuff. Of course they're gonna put a kids label on your video. Which, yeah, I understand, but here's the thing. If a video is labeled for kids, that you guys can't put comments on it, and you guys can't share your feedback. Which, I understand not every single comment on YouTube is constructive criticism. However, it impedes you guys from giving me comments on the videos about your opinions and also constructively criticizing me so I can improve my videos in the near future. So to prevent that, I'm going to be putting a little title in my description saying not for kid audience. So to complement this, there's going to be a slight change in my language. I might use a few bad words or strong words every now and then, but nothing too crazy. It won't be on the level of anything like South Park or Family Guy where you hear shit every 2 seconds. Just a few words here and there to spice up my content, not to offend anyone since I know most of my audience is adults. And don't worry, there won't be any like ableist, racist, or any kind of offensive jokes because I know a lot of people don't find that funny nowadays. Anyway, that about wraps up everything I need to say up. Thank you very much for listening, and enjoy the video. A close shave. After the night before, Duck headed to Edward's station. He found Edward and moped to him about everything that happened with him and Diesel.
And the Fat Controller believed him in his lies so easily. I can't believe it. And now everyone thinks that I'm horrid. It's a dilemma to be sure. I can't believe all the big engines were so easily fooled by Diesel. Are you sure it was absolutely all of them? Well, Joey and Henry weren't there, so maybe they don't think it was me. And the Fat Controller isn't 100% sure on the case, so he's still investigating. But I'm afraid he still thinks that it's me.
Don't worry, Duck. I know you're innocent, and so do the big engines and the Fat Controller. They just need time. Anyway, you can stay here on the Brendam branch for a little while. We are in need of an extra engine. You'll be at home here.
Thank you, Edward. I needed to hear that. I hear Bill and Ben need help with the China clay pits. You think you could go over there? Happily, Edward. It's been a while since I've seen the twins. Duck said as he trundled off to the clay pits. It's your turn to take them, Ben. It's not. I already took my lot to the docks. Well, while you were over there, I decided to take another delivery. You were going too slow. You're supposed to tell me before you do things, Bill. It's not my fault you're so lazy you can't even move one truck. I can move 3 trucks before you can move 1. Could not, could 2, could not, could 2. Well, I guess I came right on time. Doc, what are you doing here? You almost sound unhappy to see me, Bill. No, not unhappy. We're just surprised. What brings you to Brendam? Oh, I was just sitting here. Now, what's this about moving a few trucks? All those trucks over there need to be delivered to the harbour within 20 minutes. But Ben is simply too lazy to move them. I'm not. R2. I'm not. All right, you two. It's not a competition. I'll just take them. Oh, well, thank you, Duck. That would be very nice. No problem. See you lads later. I'll be around Brendam for a while. And indeed, Doug would be on the Brendam branch for a long time.
Duck enjoyed working on the Brendam branch. He recognized a lot of engines around the area, and they all respected him for his hard work and work ethic. He also didn't have the mainline engines always taunting him, giving him orders of what to do, and especially not having Diesel around the roadway. As a banker stationed at Wellsworth for some of the bigger engines on the main line to push their trains up Gordon's Hill. He enjoyed his job. Duck felt happy. However, for quite a while, the big engines on the main line held a very big grudge against Duck because they still thought he called them names. Most of the engines that went by Duck would glare at him with angry eyes and angry faces. Duck really hoped that a day an opportunity would come where he could repair his name. He couldn't stand being hated so much by other engines. It was depressing. A week later, Duck was shunting some trucks at Wellsworth.
Alright, I think I have everything ready. Edward should be here soon to take these empties back to Brendam. And then after that, Rosie should be taking that train over to Lower Sudbury. If there aren't any more distractions... Duck sighed. This was the last distraction he wanted to see it all day.
Diesel pulled up next to Duck. A big grin crept across his face, and he couldn't help but taunt him. Hello, Duck. Enjoying your new home? That depends. Are you still enjoying the truck's laughters? I can't say I am, but it doesn't matter. I have the respect of all the big engines on the main line. Something you don't quite have now, do you? You're just lucky the big engines are so gullible, you big black oil pan! Gullible or not, it doesn't matter. I got them on my side, haven't I? So you just admit that it was you? Why wouldn't I just go tell the fat controller this? You just admitted you were the one behind the name calling. 'Cause he wouldn't believe you. Why would he when he... What on earth was that? I have no idea. What could possibly... I apologize, you two. I'm trying to catch Toad. Now, what was that? Again, I don't know. But anyway, even if you did tell them, why would they believe you? You tried to trick me with those quarantine trucks. That's a very big mistake. You do the same thing to me and you know it. In fact, you have. You've done worse. You got me kicked off the main line. And that's not the worst of it. The fat controller says my outstanding behavior is sure to get me a place on that new branch line he wants to build. What? Has he gone soft in the head or something? Yep, it'll be just me pulling passengers and oil trains down West Owlsburg. You'll be there as my station pilot. Over my disassembled boiler, you will. Careful not to wish too hard, Ducky. You might just get what you ask for. After all, your steam engines aren't going to be in service for much longer. Anyways, I'm done here. I'll be off. Goodbye, Ducky. Enjoy your time on this railway while you still have it, Ducky. You might not be here for much longer. Tread lightly, Duck. I'll prove my innocence, you big black... you rattling oil can, I promise. Take it easy, Duck. Don't worry. I'm pretty sure he'll get his comeuppance soon enough. I just hope soon enough isn't too late. Oh dear. What happened now, Duck? Diesel passed by Wellsworth earlier. Oh dear. What did he say this time? Duck told Edward what Diesel said that day. How is it possible that he keeps skating under the radar? I don't know. I guess this is just my fate. Rubbish. You can't give up like that, Duck. Edward, it's been a week and they still haven't found out who did the name calling. You didn't do anything, Duck. You have to remember that. So what if I am innocent, Edward? Diesel's right. There's no point in trying to keep proving my innocence if no one believes me. There's no point anymore. And you will continue to prove your innocence, Duck. There is only one way that the evidence can fall, towards Diesel. You didn't do anything to the trucks, and there's nothing that Diesel can do to prove that. There is always light at the end of the tunnel, Duck. One day, the truth will come out. It will happen soon. I guarantee it. And besides, what is it you told the lover that one night? There was always a chance at redemption? Duck smiled as he heard this. You're right. How could I forget that? Oh, there's always a chance of redemption, Edward. Thanks for reminding me. And with that, Duck finally felt happy as he went to sleep. But little did he know that his chance of redemption would come quicker than he thought. About a week later, Duck was trundling along the Brendam branch when he noticed Donald and Douglas on the station ahead at Lower Sudbury. They looked tired, and they were struggling with a very long train behind them. The train was about 25 trucks, very long, one suitable for me and Henry. Right, Dougie, that's it. I'm not going any further up unless we get another engine. What other engine do we have, Donny? All the others are busy. And it's not like we can just go now. This train's holding up the crossing gate. Traffic will start to come. Well, maybe not every engine, Douglas. You'd think after 2 whole weeks of working here I'd remember that you worked here, Duck. I forget sometimes too. Now anyway, what's the problem? One of the cranes broke down at the docks and it took about an hour to fix it. Within that hour a few ships started to come in and the docks started to get backed up. And now we have this huge train to take up to Crovan's Gate. Aye, and we don't know if we're going to be able to get this train up Gordon's Hill. Can you give us a hand? Say no more, you two. I'm on the job. Doug decided to bank the train backwards since he only had to get the twins up Gordon's Hill, and Gordon's Hill is just beyond the Brendam Branch. So with a huff and a puff, all 3 of the engines pulled the 25-carriage train up the branch line. Trio made it to Gordon's Hill, and just before the twins made it to the hill, Duck started to slow down as he completed his bank. Goodbye! Duck yelled as he whistled toward his son, receiving a whistle back. But the twins weren't exactly scot-free. Even though the twins had received help from Duck, they were still struggling up the hill. The trucks were acting very badly now. It's no use, Dougie. We need to call back Duck to give us a hand. Just put some willy into it. We're nearly halfway there, aren't we? But they wouldn't be getting over the hill. Not only was the train super heavy, but the tension in between the Douglas and the first truck was very, very hard. And the truck was overdue for maintenance. So it's a small wonder what happened next. 1 second the train was coupled, the next it wasn't. Dougie, what was that sound? That was the coupling. So the train is... Aye! Duck was quietly passing along the main line, getting back to Brendam. Suddenly, in the distance, they could hear the sound of a conductor's whistle. Hey, that sounds like a conductor. It is, but we don't have a train, and it came from behind us. Duck's driver looked behind him and was horrified. He quickly ran over to the controls and put Duck's throttle on max. Duck suddenly shot forward. Hey Anthony, what's the big idea? There's a runaway train, Duck, behind us! And he was right. Donald and Douglas's trucks were soaring down the main line.
Hurrah! 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 Keep running away! Chase him! Throw him off the rails!
They yelled. Hurry, Duck, hurry, Duck's driver said. You don't have to tell me twice! Duck was pumping his hardest to get away from the trucks, but then an idea popped into his phone. Anthony, slow me down little by little, Duck said. Duck, there's a runaway after us. We need to get away from the train. No, we don't. We need to stop it before it crashes into something else, Duck said. You're a brave engine, Duck. This will prove to the others that you're not a horrid engine. So with that, Duck started to slow himself down to match the pace of the train. As Duck went around the difficult bends, he started to slow more and more. The truck started to near more and more until eventually... Right, on the count of 3, I'm gonna pull my brakes harder and harder. When you're ready, Duck. Right, 1, 2, 3! Duck latched onto his brakes and put every ounce of weight steam against the cars. Duck was braking so hard that sparks were flying out. They were actually starting to slow down, just up ahead lay disaster. James pulling into Crosby in the same line that Duck was with the mixed goods train. Any minute there could be a crash. James, look out! Duck said. Oh my god! James also threw his brakes on, but they were getting closer. It's too late! Doug yelled as he shut his eyes. Just when Doug lost hope, he shut his eyes. Quick-thinking signalman veered Doug off into another siding, narrowly avoiding James. However, there was a barber shop on the other side of the tracks, and the barber was shaving a customer. It should go without saying that many of Duck's trucks were derailed, and the barbershop was absolutely destroyed. It was a mess. Though needless to say, if Duck didn't stop the train, things could get much, much worse. And also if the signalman didn't divert his train onto another line. Everyone who was at the station or in a car went over to the crash site in absolute awe. But the trucks, of course, didn't care. They were feeling very pleased with themselves. It took him a while, but Duck finally opened his eyes to find himself halfway lodged into the barbershop. Everyone was staring at him underneath the wreckage. Oh, is this what heaven looks like? No, but you're gonna wish you were in heaven. Oh, beg pardon, sir. Please excuse my intrusion, I was just— No, I won't! Look what you've done to my shop! And look at this, you injured my customers! I'll teach you! Then the barber picked up a bottle of aftershave and threw it at Duck's face. Ow! Duck said, as his face turned red from the aftershave. Well, once the fat controller hears about this, I'm done for. It was very lucky that Harvey was nearby the scene with the breakdown train. He heard the noise and rushed over as quick as he could. What happened here? I heard a crash. I don't know. I was just puffing down the main line with a slow goods train, and then all of a sudden Duck is flying down the line. He got diverged onto the siding and crashed into a barber shop. I'll have to do some questioning. This doesn't look like a typical runaway train. Out of nowhere, Donald and Douglas rushed down the main line. We're here! Is everyone okay? Is Duck alright? I don't think he is. He crashed into the barber shop over there. Aye, that's no good. We just wanted a little bit of help going up the hill, and instead we make him crash. I feel awful. We can feel horrible about it later. Right, Donald and Douglas, you take away the trucks that are not derailed up to where you need to take them. My crew are already on the way to a telephone booth to alert the police and fire department. I've asked that they also ask the Topham Hatt to lend an engine here to help out with moving the trucks. Sound idea, Chief. We're on it. As instructed, Donald and Douglas moved away all the trucks that weren't derailed from the tracks and took them away to Crowman's Gate where they needed to take them. Shortly after that, James left and continued on with the slow goods train, with a strong feeling of regret about what he said to Duck that night. Bugger me. I wanted Duck to feel bad, but I didn't want this to happen to him. The trucks had derailed on a siding, so Harvey and the workmen could only move the trucks one by one. And being that they only had one track to work on made the process a lot longer. However, they were getting work done, albeit very slowly. They were putting each truck back on the rails one by one, until they eventually got up all moved enough. Oliver was also called in to move trucks out of the way that needed to be derailed. Of course, shortly after Harvey arrived, the fire department and paramedics came. They were helping taking care of the injured customers, and taking away those who were severely injured. And it should go without saying, the Fat Controller of course showed up and went inside the barber shop. And needless to say, he went in to go and speak with the barber, who was very, very upset that his shop was completely destroyed. I don't appreciate bloody engines busting through my walls and damaging my shop and injuring my customers, Sir Topham. Duck was preparing himself for the worst. He thought he was going to be sent away for good this time. Your worries and concerns are duly noted, sir. However, you must understand that this engine and his crew were a pair of very, very brave men. They had to move in front of a runaway train with 25 carriages moving at 90 kilometers an hour. Had my engine Doug here not have jumped in front of the runaway train, the runaway train could have easily crashed into another train, or worse, a station, or derailed. As you could see, it was a very, close shave, you can say.
Oh, I didn't know about any of this. I am dreadfully sorry for throwing that aftershave at you, Duck. That's all right, sir. I don't know what I would do if I was in your boots. And thank you, Sir Topham, for recognizing my bravery. Of course, Duck. It would be cruel of me not to commend you for your bravery. Now, let's get you back on the rails. The process took about 5 hours, but all the trucks were finally moved out of the way. The workmen managed to attach the cable from the crane all the way to Duck's coupling. Coupled to the crane were both Harvey and Oliver, who would be pulling their hardest to get Duck lodged out of the barber shop. Sir Topham Hatt was talking to the workmen to make sure all the final checks were completed to pull Duck out. Have you made sure that all the couplings and cables have been tied and locked? Yes, sir. We triple-checked every single coupling and cable, and we double-checked the crane. Everything is perfect for operation. Are you 100% sure that we don't need to move Duck by crane, Chief? Yes, sir. The workmen looked over Duck's wheels and chassis and determined that they're not damaged enough that it's dangerous to transport him by rail. And finally, do you know when to pull, Oliver? Yep, at the count of 3, sir. I'm ready. Very well then, gentlemen. On the count of 3, pull. 1, 2, 3! At last, Duck was finally back on the tracks. Now, Duck, you will be sent to the steamworks by Oliver, where you will be fixed thoroughly, and after that, you will be joining us back at Knapford. But sir, they don't like me, they like Diesel, and besides, I'm finding myself very accustomed to the Brendam branch. Not anymore, Monty. Diesel's been sent packing. What? He has? That indeed, Duck. Toad saw everything that day, and after a certain incident where he got in trouble with the trucks, he told us every single thing that happened, and now Diesel has been sent packing. He will not be working on our railway anymore. Duck's face beamed with excitement. Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I'm so happy now. Thank you. I thought everyone had given up on me. I thought I was going to be sent away. I would never send an engine like you away, Duck. I do not regret flying you that day when your branch line closed. Oliver towed Duck away to the steamworks, and he also managed to pick up Toad along the way. So, Ollie, what happened to you and Toad while I was gone? Oh, what didn't happen? I think it's best if Toad tells you first. You want to take the honor? Gladly, Mr. Oliver, but I shan't say too much, or else I might spoil the